Hello, good day, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. I'm recording it in the evening. I am at home because I'm not at work until next week, and I wanted to post this before I'm back in. A bit of a different one from me today. I'm going to talk about a few things to do with antibacterial products, antibacterial wipes specifically as well. Last week, my friend Lauren at Wear 'em Out Pads asked her followers if you can make reusable antibacterial wipes, which you can. So I was basically messaging her and saying, well, you should do this and try and do that, blah, blah, blah. And she said to me, well, I'm getting asked all these questions. Why don't you do some stories on it? Cat scratching the stairs. And it's quite long to talk about for stories, but by doing an IGTV, I think I'm giving it a bit more gravitas than it actually deserves. So yeah, I am also at home in my house in the evening and that sort of stuff. My husband's very messy work area over there. So yeah, it's actually not that technical. Now I'll talk a little bit about antibacterial products. In the past, there's been quite a lot of scientific evidence about how antibacterial products are actually not very good for us, and how they could be doing more harm than good. But obviously that's slightly different now in our COVID era, because we want to be able to sanitize things correctly. We want to be able to kill off the disease as much as possible. Now, I do see a lot on social media of how to make certain things and how natural products can do this and can do that. And yes, whilst essential oils have many therapeutic properties and many antiseptic qualities, antimicrobial, they're not going to kill off something like COVID or a virus, like any sort of virus, alone. You know, you cannot. So how an antibacterial product works is it can also kill a virus. So the name's a bit difficult. So how it works is much like soap. Soap and water is the best thing if you're washing your hands, washing your body. It's the best thing you can use to get rid of the virus if it's on you. Obviously, if you're ill with the virus, it's not going to get rid of that. But, you know, that's why there's so much about us coming into our homes, washing our hands straight away, washing our hands quite a lot during the day. Because what soap does is it coats the membrane of a bacteria and it breaks it down. So it gets rid of the bacteria, but it will also break down the envelope that is around the virus. So it breaks the virus down and kills it. And that's a pretty simple process by the slip, by the chemical, by everything, but it breaks it down. That is basically the best thing to use, soap and water. But obviously people want to know if they can take antibacterial wipes to wipe the surfaces down and things like that, which yes, you can. Now, to make it at home, it's really, really simple. The only thing that will work is an ethanol or a synthetic isopropyl. So you cannot use an alcohol as we know it, like a vodka, which a lot of people are talking about on social media. You cannot use a vodka to kill it. A vodka will not kill it unless you've got like 140% proof vodka. You don't double it. I've seen people go, well, I'm doubling it. That's not how it works. Vodka will do bugger all, basically. So you need something that is quite potent. Ethanol you won't be able to get hold of. You can only get hold of that by filling in lots of papers and doing things like that. It's quite technical. Big brands use it. Even somebody myself that's formulating, I wouldn't be able to get hold of an ethanol probably. So the next best thing, which is readily available, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on lots of different small websites. Holland and Barrett probably do it. Lots of places. Is something called isopropyl. Isopropyl alcohol. Now, you can get 99%, which is what you ideally want, but if you can't get hold of it, you can also get a 70%. So what you would do, again, really simple, no faffing about. You can do 2 parts isopropyl if it's 99%, 1 part water. So say you would do, I use this, so this is just pure isopropyl 70%, and I use this to sanitize my formulation equipment, you know, the jars, the jugs, how I formulate, and also sort of like the the spoons and the whisks and all of that sort of stuff. I do this, and I also sanitize surfaces with it. So this is basically, it is not Windoline, it is isopropyl. I need to put a tag on it actually. I'll hide it at the back of my cabinet to make sure the girls don't get hold of it. So that's a 70%. Now ideally, as I said, you want a 90%, so it'll be 2 parts 99% isopropyl, 1 part water. So that will mix because it's both a liquid, it's both the same sort of viscosity. So that will mix. So you would want, say you had, I'm not going to be specific about it because we all have different size cups, we all have different measurements and that sort of stuff. So if you want to fill up something, well, I'd say a jar, you would have 1 cup water, 2 cups of 99% isopropyl. That is it. Now, if you want to make it smell nicer, the jar that you're going to put your reusable wipes into, your cheeky wipes, your cuts off of t-shirts, any sort of material you can use, you can put a couple of drops. Now I'm saying a couple of drops. Don't go overboard because essential oils can be quite dangerous. Again, I see a lot on social media that makes me go, ugh, and on the internet. So a couple of drops of something like maybe a lemongrass, lavender, smells that you like. Most essential oils do have antimicrobial and antibacterial properties in them. You'll be looking at a peppermint, all sorts of different ones. Orange, but lavender is usually, I love lavender. I love the smell. Lavender is an amazing essential oil for everything, in skincare, in deodorants. It's one of the best essential oils that's got a lot of mixable properties. So you would only do a couple of drops and you would shake it. You have to shake this jar to try and disperse it because oil and water don't mix, as we all know. An essential oil is an oil and you don't want condensed parts. If you're going to be using them on your hands or whatever, which personally I don't advise, but you know, if you need to, if you've got a situation where you're out and about, sorry, this is wobbling, where you need to, then do that. But I'm talking about purely wiping surfaces down here. So shake it, you put the wipes in there, that is it, end of. Very, very easy. You can use that to wipe surfaces down, you can use it to wipe surfaces down when you're out and about. Now, as with everything, it's not foolproof. It's possibly not going to kill everything, but it's that easy, it's that simple. In an ideal world, what you would do when you're out and about is you would use a hand sanitizer, a spray that would have alcohol or something in it as well. I'm not going to talk about making one of those because that's more technical, because you do have to make sure that whatever else you're putting in it, essential oils, other waters, other oils, need to bind with the water. So you would need a solubilizer, which is a completely different kettle of fish, and I'm not going to teach anyone that. But yeah, alcohol isn't going to cut it on it, you know, a vodka or something like that. You need the isopropyl. Now, all I do with this to sanitize surfaces is I spray it and I wipe it. That is it. Obviously, keep my house pretty clean. I did have COVID, and what I did when I'd recovered from it, I'm still not 100%, and this was 2 months ago, is I wiped down my surfaces in the house, everything, wood, glass, everything with this when I'd recovered. And that's that. The key is an isopropyl alcohol. Now, actually, I didn't talk about, I was talking about 99% isopropyl. If you can only get hold of the 70% isopropyl alcohol, that's fine, but you don't add the water. It's that simple. You can just use a jar and have isopropyl in it, 70%, and put wipes in it, and that is fine. It is totally fine. Now, it's not ideal to be using neat on your hands, and you know, if you've got open wounds or anything, it will sting, but it's also used for wound healing and for cuts and for disinfecting. So it is safe to be putting on the skin, but I wouldn't be using it all the time. And that's really that. If you've got any questions, I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes. If you've got any questions, let me know. Pretty simple, pretty simple. All right. I didn't want to talk about too many other things as well as that, because we've got hand sanitizers and all sorts of things. I will probably actually do another one of these about natural hand sanitizers also that you can get on the market. Yeah, thank you very much. I hope this helped.